Bitcoin history is exactly being repeated. Bitcoin has been grabbing all of the liquidity below this level of support this night. But this is going to be next, and it is going to be very obvious in the midst of all of this ongoing fear. So we'll be talking about that exactly in today's update video. We'll be talking about the Ethereum liquidity grab that is currently ongoing as well. We'll be talking about the seasonality, what is about to happen next in Q4, and many more things that we need to discuss in today's update video. So as always, let's get started with a shorter time frame. And in a shorter time frame, Bitcoin has been falling to the downside even further. This night, we've been grabbing the liquidity below this support, below that 112k level of support. Basically, below this level of support, a lot of liquidations were sitting, a lot of stop losses were sitting, and Bitcoin has been falling down below this level of support just to be taking out all of the weekends, just to be taking out all of the liquidity from the downside. And now that all of the liquidity is taken out, we can resume to the upside again. Bitcoin always does this. Bitcoin always takes out the majority of the liquidity, always takes out the majority of the traders before then reversing the trend into the opposite direction. For example, right over here, the same thing happened. We saw a big liquidity sweep below that previous level of support, and then after grabbing all of the liquidity, we resumed to the upside again. So that we have grabbed the liquidity from the downside, that is already making me feel extremely bullish. Now, at the same time, we did in fact create bullish divergences this night, and right now Bitcoin is bouncing back to the upside, getting back above this level of support. So the shorter time frames, in my opinion, are definitely looking great. In that shorter time frame, we can have a look into a downtrending level of resistance here, maybe a downtrending channel, but if we do break this resistance, I definitely do see an even bigger bounce coming, and we can definitely reverse the trend back to the upside again. Now, we do have a very interesting fractal for Bitcoin being repeated now. Like I've talked about earlier, well, in June and July, we've also seen this liquidity grab below that previous level, base level of support, and after that, we reversed back to the upside. Then we did see one last final bear trap, and then we really saw the parabolic run to the upside. Right now, we can be having a look into a bit of a similar situation where we have already grabbed the liquidity right over here. We reversed and flipped the trend to the upside. This is going to be the last and final bear trap, and then we can continue the trend even higher, just like we have done right over here. Just like you can see in this screenshot over here with the liquidity grab, with a bullish divergence being created, with after that the bear trap and the bottom getting formed, and then reverse even further to the upside. So very interesting fractal being created for Bitcoin for sure. This is already making me feel very bullish. On top of that, Bitcoin is still trading inside of this sideways range, and we are still holding on top of very crucial support. And I have been saying, as long as Bitcoin is still going to be holding above this 112k level of support, I will still be bullish on Bitcoin. I will still be expecting even higher prices as long as we can hold above this level of support. I will explain exactly why a bit later, but yes, so far so good. So far, I'm still bullish. Bitcoin is still holding above this uptrending level of support over here as well. We are right now getting a bounce from of this level, and we can potentially start to have a look into a symmetrical triangle pattern being created here with a bounce incoming at this current level. So yeah, this would make a lot of sense in my personal opinion. If we're going to be seeing a bounce from of this level, then resume this consolidation and then potentially see that last and final leg up for that liquidity sweep above the highs, and then end the bull market over there. Because yes, in that larger time frame, the bull market top is going to be coming in pretty close. We do need to stay realistic over here. The cycle top is coming pretty close according to this parabolica, according to the 4-year cycle theory, with always a top coming in 12 to 18 months after a Bitcoin halving. That time period is about to come very soon, so we need to stay realistic about that one. However, for the shorter time frame, I'm still definitely bullish. We are still holding above the weekly Bitcoin EMA ribbons, so that is still looking very good. Now, what is very interesting is that the global liquidity is reaching new all-time highs. The stock market is reaching new all-time highs. Gold is exponentially rising. Like I've said, the stock market has been reaching new all-time highs. While for Bitcoin, we have been reaching peak levels of fear. We are dropping to levels of fear while everything in the financial markets is absolutely exploding. Bitcoin is just lagging behind. People are getting fearful about Bitcoin, but this is very clearly telling me that I want to be buying now. I think that Bitcoin is just lagging behind the stock market. It is just lagging behind the M2 global liquidity. It is lagging behind the gold chart, and soon enough, Bitcoin is about to catch up. So right now is going to be the time to prepare yourself for these interesting charts, and now is going to be the time to build up your positions like I'm currently doing on all of my altcoins. Because yes, we can have a look into a liquidity grab for Bitcoin, but especially on Ethereum, Ethereum is seeing an amazing liquidity grab at this moment. Yesterday, I made a dedicated video talking about this fact because the liquidity grab we're seeing for Ethereum is mind-blowing. Ethereum has always been grabbing the downside liquidity before then resuming the trend even higher. Yesterday we have closed the 2-day candle. So yes, indeed, we did close below this level of support, just like we have done right over here, and just like we have done right over here, just before continuing the trend even higher, and just before initiating that next leg higher. So right now the same thing has been happening. We have been closing below that level of support in the shorter time frames. We have been grabbing even more liquidity, falling even further to the downside. Unfortunately, our order did not get filled at the $4,010 level. I did say that Ethereum was gonna come down in the shorter time frame a bit lower. Unfortunately, we didn't come as far to fill up my order, but definitely we did get that push even lower, that liquidity grab to fill up that wick. So anyways, this has been a beautiful call, and this will be a very beautiful call. I think Ethereum is seeing an insane opportunity at this moment again. Anyways, if you're interested in that, make sure to check out that link down below, because with that link down below, you can claim a free 10k Ethereum trade, and also this link is including a 30k deposit bonus and a 25% trading fee discount over on Weeks, which is my preferred trading exchange I'm currently trading on because it has the cheapest trading fees out there. So definitely make sure to check out Weeks if you like cheap fees, and also if you like these insane deposit bonuses. Also check out my Platinum group, which is free to join with that link down below, to stay up to date about what I'm doing with my trades in absolute real time, when I'm going to be entering, what is going to be my exact game plan and strategy. You will be the first one to know in my Platinum group with that first link down below. Anyways, going even further, well, yeah, Bitcoin in that longer time frame, or somewhat of a longer time frame, I do think is looking quite dangerous, and we should be getting a lot more cautious right now at these levels for our holding position. So I am starting to take a lot more profits right now at this moment. Yes, in a shorter time frame, I'm going to be expecting much higher prices, but I do think that this is going to be the last rally to the upside. And after this rally to the upside, I do think that the bull market is going to be over. I do think we can see that last push to the upside where the altcoins are going to be exploding. But do keep in mind, we are coming into dangerous territories where the bull market can top out any minute at this moment. I have been talking about this fact very often in the last few months, that yes, I'm going to be expecting that last final rally, but at the same time, well, we are getting dangerously close for that bull market top. Anyways, if you're a part of my trading community, well, you can also check out this $1,500 trading competition that I'm hosting myself. I'm giving away $1,500. And you can be joining that if you are a part of my trading community. So make sure to check that one out. Anyways, Ethereum looking very beautiful. Like I've been saying, it's just going to be depending on Bitcoin, right? If Bitcoin does decide to bounce from this level of support, well, I think Ethereum will be looking great and can definitely initiate that next rally higher, that next leg up. Liquidity has been getting grabbed. The Bollinger Bands are getting very tight, just like it has been happening through the last 2 times as well. And the funding rates are getting back to negative levels again. Just like all of these bottoms, during all of these bottoming out levels, the funding rates have always been negative. Majority of the market has been shorting, and whenever the majority of the market is shorting, well, they're pretty much fearful, right? And then the market usually goes into the opposite direction, and the market usually goes to the upside. Right now, that is exactly happening. Majority is shorting, so I want to be bullish, and I myself want to be longing in this current market. That is what I'm currently doing. Still bullish on altcoins. Yes, altcoins are bleeding a little bit in the shorter time frame, but look at this Bitcoin dominance bounce. I mean, it is just nothing. Bitcoin dominance, I think, is still going to continue to fall to the downside, which makes the altcoin dominance go up, which makes money flowing into altcoins more. So the altcoins will start to show a lot more relative strength against Bitcoin in this last and final part of the cycle, in my personal opinion. Anyways, if you want to be up to date about what I'm doing in absolute real time in the market, make sure to join a platinum group with that first link down below. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and guys, I'll see you in another update video tomorrow morning.